Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a super exciting video that honestly I thought it was going to take a little bit for me to get to, and that is redoing my bookshelves. Yes, I did just move in like a month ago, so I just set all of these up, and I told myself I was going to wait for quite a while until I figured out actual like better bookshelves other than just like these cubbies and stacks of books and everything like that. And yeah, we didn't do that because I got really excited about wanting to continue with my book room, and I found stuff online that was on sale for 4th of July, so I'm like, you know what, we're gonna go for it, and we're gonna get some of these shelves and we're gonna start this journey. It's not gonna be like completely done probably anytime soon, but at least I'm going to get a start on it and everything. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing today. Let's just see what we're working with here. Like some of you have seen if you have been watching my videos for a little bit, I have all of these books over here. All of the ones in the cubbies are double stacked, so I have 2 layers of those, so lots of books to deal with on that. And then of course this big shelf also has a ton of books. So I have my work cut out for me. I did get the bookshelves delivered today. They're delivered in like individual packages, but they're all put together already, so it's not like the Billy bookcases or anything where you have to put them all together. They come assembled, but I got them unfinished. Like they're pure, like entirely wood. It's not like composite stuff. It's like natural wood. I got them unfinished, that way I can paint them a color that I think will match the room, so I have to go pick up that new paint as well and get that and start painting and stuff. But I got like this creamy color that I'm hoping is going to match the walls really nicely. Hopefully it doesn't clash with the white molding in the room too much. I literally just thought about that. Well, I guess we're gonna find out. See, this is why I'm not good at this. I'm not good at color coordinating things and everything, like anyway, so we're gonna do that. I have to figure out how to get all of these boxes inside the house. I got some of them inside, at least on the first floor, but like they need to make their way upstairs. And that's gonna be really hard doing by myself. But we're nothing if not resourceful, so we're going to get that done. Let's I'll go show you all of the boxes. So like I said, I got 2 of them in here, so this is going to be the base. This is like 50 pounds. And then this is going to get put on top of the base. I also just realized I'm gonna figure out how to do that on my own. This is like 40 pounds, so they're manageable. Like I can lift that much weight, it's just that the size of them is super awkward. So like it's been interesting. And like I said, there's more outside, so let's go see that. So these are the ones that I still have to take in the house. Gave me. So that's the task for today. Quite honestly, I've been like taking one in and then going really slowly with getting the other ones. Like I'm taking a break. Wow, my brain needs a break already today. This is not good. Yeah, I take one in at a time and then I do something else because like this is just, it's gonna be a process. It's gonna be a process. So here we have the base that I'm going to be using. Sorry for the lighting. Let's see if I can fix this. I can't really get an angle that doesn't have a window directly behind me. That angle changed nothing, so sorry for that. But we are going to take the shelves out and paint through all of this. I should probably be doing this outside because at some point I'm tempting fate painting on a tarp over top of carpet, but it is so freaking hot outside that that's just not happening. That's not happening. So we're doing it in here, and we're gonna hope that my good luck with that continues. Okay, so that took a little longer than I expected it to because the amount of space at the bottom to try to like get the nails out was not enough for the length of my freaking screwdriver. So it was a thing, but I got him finally. So we're going to start painting now. I got this Behr paint. It's supposed to be linen white, so we'll see. Hopefully this is going to be the kind of color that I want it to be. We'll see. I don't know. So I'm going to paint like the top half and then the top half of the shelves and then let that dry and go from there. Okay, wow. I look great. This is fun. Anyway, now this won't focus. I sort of turned that on its side so that I could finish like the spots that I couldn't get from it sitting regularly on the floor. And I'm just waiting to do the second coat. Why is this not? I'm sorry guys, I don't know why this isn't focusing. Do the second coat for that. In the meantime of me waiting for all of that to dry and stuff, I've been trying to put some of my books away, like on the floor, so that I can get the shelves moved out of here. So I have an entire quarter filled with books already, as you can see, but that emptied out this shelf completely. So we are slowly making progress on this. I just wish I knew exactly where I was going to put the shelves. So that's part of the problem that I have to figure out at some point, because I have things on the walls that are like going to have to come into play, like my vent and some of my outlets and stuff. So I have to figure that out at some point, but we're getting there. All right, so this project is on a new day now, and I don't remember what I talked about last time, but I'm going to show you the chaos that this has become. First off, my reading area is quite the train wreck at this point. So if I set my tripod up right there, it doesn't look like any of this chaos exists. But that's that. And then we have this lovely mess over here because I had to take the baseboards off of the walls. Oh, this came with its own set of weird circumstances because like I've very much been, oh, I can do this, I can totally figure out how to do it. Like my dad taught me how to use tools when I was younger. Like he was a very handy person. It's not like I'm not used to this stuff. I just need to look it up online, and everybody's like, oh yeah, removing baseboards from the walls, it's super easy. So I started with this one over on this side because I'm like, it's the shortest one, that'll be easiest. That wasn't coming off the wall at all. And I just kept trying and trying, and it wasn't working, and I had like a mini meltdown like I normally do when stuff like this doesn't go as easily as I thought it was going to, because then my brain's like, see, you can't do this, you can't be an independent woman that lives by herself and figures out how to do all this stuff. And like, so we spent about 10 minutes on the floor trying not to cry, and I went, okay, pull yourself together, freaking figure it out. So we switched gears and I tried the other wall, and it turns out that one was kind of blocking this one, which is why I couldn't pull it away. So we got that wall off, and then we pulled this one. It still wasn't nearly as easy as the YouTube videos make it seem, because it just, of course it wasn't. But I at least got it, and that is all that matters. Made me very happy that I finally got that figured out. So those are off the wall. I also realized that I needed to do like a top coat for the shelves, so I got that and officially put the top coat on 2 of the shelves that are currently drying in the other room. I don't really know where I'm going to go from here, in all honesty. I don't know how I want these set up anymore, so that's part of the problem. My dad gave me a way that I could put one on this wall and then over there, and then like fill in the awkward like gap that's going to be in between from setting them like this with each other. So I could do that, and then I wouldn't have to worry about trying to cut out back pieces of the vent so that the vent can filter through. But I don't know what would look better, because I'd gotten myself used to the idea of having just like an entire wall of them. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now, and I don't really know where to go from here. So we're just gonna wait for things to dry and maybe try to move the very large wood pieces with nails sticking out of them out of my room. That way they're not something that I can step on or the dogs can step on. And yeah, go from there, I guess. I gotta figure out how to get these nails out of here without like destroying the wood, which is a whole other set of problems, because I tried like pounding it back through and that wasn't working. So I'm gonna have to see if I have something that'll cut these pieces off, like the middle pieces off. Anyway, so that's just a little update for where we're at with this. Okay, so it's been a couple days at this point. Things took a bit of a turn. I realized that my walls on this side of the room aren't exactly like straight up and down. They like kind of lean a little bit, which means that if I had tried to go like long ways across the wall like I had planned, it might have fit on the bottom. But once we got higher up, we were going to not fit anymore, because it was already pretty much a game of centimeters for the bottom length. Which means that I am now going to put the shelves like 2 rows like on both sides of the wall this way. I don't know how to explain this. They're going to be on these 2 walls, and then this wall I'm going to put like a desk and stuff and maybe some floating shelves at some point. That means that I took the molding off of the base, like the baseboard molding off the wall when I didn't need to. And yeah, this is a learning process. I've never done something like this, so now I know don't jump a couple steps ahead when you don't know if it's going to work. So I have been struggling to get them back on. I got this baseboard back on pretty easily. This one, however, is, yeah, she's a little damaged now. So we're playing the game of fixed baseboard. That was the one that I was like, I don't have to salvage this at all because it's no parts of this is going back on. So I wasn't very nice when I took it off, and then trying to get it back in has been a pain. I finally got it back in. Now I'm just working on patching it up a little bit. I had to like re-glue a piece in the corner, so I gotta wait for that. And I got like wood epoxy to help fill in some of the gaps and stuff. So yeah, we're gonna figure it out at some point. But I do have some of the shelves in here. Like this will be the base for this wall, and then that wall will look the same too. So like we're getting somewhere slowly. I've just had a couple minor setbacks, like I said. New to all of this, and it's a learning process. Next time I will be a little bit more careful when I start ripping things off walls. Okay, so we got the shelves up, and this, we'll just show you guys. This is the gap that we're working with now, because that's how drastically my wall leans. So gonna have to figure that out, because the gap down in the bottom is going to drive me insane. It's like, it's not even gonna be funny. So we're gonna have to put something there, maybe to like hide it a little bit. But, hi Horton. Let's see what, so like this is what it looks like from the back, not the back, from the other side of the room. And I do think I like it. So there's that, at least. I do like the way they look, and I like the idea of having another mirror one on that wall. And then yeah, we'll see see what to do from there. But yeah, perks of having an old house, things are not level or even at all, and I should have thought about that before I started this project. But it is what it is. We move on, we adapt, we overcome. There's that sports attitude kicking in. So I do think I really want to put some books in this shelf, because I'm losing my mind having books over on the floor over there and then in my other room. So I think we're gonna do that. And that way I have some books up, and I feel a little more accomplished. I can work around these shelves for the rest of the baseboard drama. Alright, so we got these shelves in, and they look so good with books on them. I just did romance over here, dark romance, and then fantasy. There's really not any particular order for all of them at this point. I just kind of put books on the shelves. So yeah, I'm really excited. We'll do like a more in-depth sort of overview of all the books once everything is done. But I'm loving this so far. I think I might put some of my special editions up on the top to display. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that I didn't end up filming any of me putting these shelves together like I thought I did, but these shelves are officially together, which I'm really excited about, and I can't wait to put the books on. So we're gonna do that, and then I will show you an overview of what it looks like because I can't get far enough back in my room to give like a wide angle of this. So we're gonna get all the books on, and then we're gonna go from there. I think we're gonna put like my mystery and suspense down at the bottom along with like my classics and stuff, and then up here do all of my special editions, or at least that's the plan. I have some adult fantasy that needs to go in there as well, so we'll see what happens once we get into it. So the bookshelves are all up and done, and I am so happy with just the way that it turned out. I'll show you guys like an overview. So this is what it looks like from the other side of the room where my chair is. Obviously we have the shelf over here that I showed you guys already. I ended up putting all my special editions, historical fiction, classics, mystery and stuff on this shelf over here. It is still like double stacked, so still don't have quite enough room. I think I'm probably gonna put like a small desk right over on that wall, and then some long floating shelves, but it might take a little bit for me to get to that, so we're just gonna keep trucking along, but it's gonna take a little for me to get those up. So these are just kind of an overview of my shelves. Because I ended up having to double line them, it's not as organized as I would like it to be. But at some point I'll probably go through and try to get it a little bit more organized. I have just, my thrillers are split up a little bit more than I'd like. My fantasy's a little bit split up and stuff. So at some point I'd like to rearrange that. But overall, I'm so happy with the way that these turned out. I think it really gives the vibes that I like. Obviously there's some stuff that I still want to do in the room. I have pictures I need to hang, those floating shelves that I mentioned. I might put some other small ones over top of my chair and stuff. I want to add some maybe like fake vines up on this to give it like a cottagecore feel, because that's kind of the vibe I'm going for. I also really want to hide this gap that's there because of how not straight up and down my wall is and everything, but this is where it's going to stand for a little bit until I get the motivation to do some more projects. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. At some point I can do a bookshelf, more in-depth bookshelf tour if you guys would really want one, and give you a little update on where I'm at with all of my books and my physical TBR. But that is going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed, maybe gave you a little inspiration for your own reading room, and I will see you guys in another video hopefully very soon.